This is the direction north on the old wire road, the Trail of Tears, coming from Missouri. It's all overgrown now. There's trees. The scene is different, but at the time of the Trail of Tears, this path would have been close to 20 feet wide. This road was an old military road that was established in the late 1820s, and it would start in St. Louis and go to Fort Smith or vice versa, but it connected St. Louis to Fort Smith. This was an old buffalo trace, Osage hunting path, old military road, Trail of Tears route for the northern detachments. More than 11,000 Cherokees and some Creeks during the period of the Trail of Tears from 1837 to 1839 would travel this path. They would come up in this direction, and this is what they would see. Of course, at the time, this was only a one-story log cabin. But this route was also the route for the Butterfield Overland Stage route. And that is what this display tells about. There's John Butterfield, a picture of him, founder and president of the Overland Mail. John Butterfield was born in Bernie, New York in 1801. So this gives you the history of the Butterfield that would travel this and stopped at a lot of stops, used a lot of the routes, same routes that the Trail of Tears route used. I don't know how clear that will show up. So that's the history. So that's some pretty good history there on the Butterfield stage. And John Butterfield. The nation's first transcontinental mail line passes through a future Civil War battlefield. And so that's that. So as you continue walking in this direction, this would be the old road. You can see the high embankment on this side and also on this side, and so this path was the original road. This is the reason why the Battle of Pea Ridge occurred here in this area. And then you would come up here and you would see the Elkhorn Tavern. Now this Elkhorn Tavern during the period of the Trail of Tears was just a one-story cabin. Thousands of Cherokee would eventually be camping around this area, this location. They have a sign over here for the Trail of Tears that I'm going to try to make it to and get a video of it in. Over there is the sign for the Trail of Tears. And so continuing further on down the old wire road as it's known today, they continue into Arkansas and down into Tahlequah. So I walked up here on the coming from the south to the north because I finished the Bell route. So here is the information on Pea Ridge and the Trail of Tears, December 23rd, 1837, buried Rain Frog's daughter, marched at 8 o'clock a.m., halted at Reddick's 3 o'clock p.m., encamped and issued corn and fodder and beef 16 miles today. B.B. Cannon, detachment leader. Not far to go. Here, members of William Ruddock's family witnessed more than 11,000 Cherokee people passing by between 1837 and 1839 on their forced removal to Oklahoma. About 356 Cherokee in the detachment led by B.B. Cannon camped near here on December 23, 1837, the first removal contingent to travel through the area. Ruddock's farm was a regular supply depot on the northern route of the Trail of Tears. From here, the detachments would branch out on several different trails, all leading to Indian Territory over 30 miles to the west. Here's a statement by W.I.I. Morrow on March 18, 1838. Fine day, Monday, 18 March. Clear and warm, crossed the line of Arkansas and Missouri near Meeks on Sugar Creek, 7 miles northeast of Pratt's. Monday night. Hail, rain, wind, and thunder. The house you see before you looked different in 1837. It was a one-story log cabin, the home of William Ruddock. Reddicks, I guess that's how you say his name, Reddicks. So while I'm here, I'll mention, now there was, just before they would come here, arrive here to Elkhorn Tavern, as B.B. Cannon's statement mentioned, they would have buried their dead just north of here, some of them, and some of the detachments buried their dead just a little ways south of here. And so here's a list. Let me see if I can get it out of the wind. I was wanting to show this list of detachments and the leaders' names and the dates that they arrived here. The Taylor detachment is the one that they had Daniel Buttrick was on. More than half of that detachment was the Brainerd Mission Group. Then you had the Jesse Bushyhead and Evan Jones. Sudowaki, that was Evan Jones's detachment, and John B. Jones, and then Jesse Bushyhead. Stephen Foreman had missionaries. George Hicks had a missionary doctor on his detachment. Most of these detachments had missionaries and or missionary doctors on their detachments. But if you notice the date, it was all winter time winter months when they came through this area. So B.B. Cannon came through in December of 1837. The rest, between January and March, came through here. Now, Taylor's detachment came through here in March. In January, they were further north. I think they were still in Missouri. And during the month of January, they would witness on a daily basis members of their detachment dying. So this is the Elkhorn Tavern. how it looks today. It would not have looked like this during that time period. The Butterfield stage came through here, and then the Civil War, then the telegram, the wire. Actually, I think the telegram came first, then the Civil War. This is the path, this is the road that brought all the history into northwestern Arkansas.